What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? We are back again with another video, and this one right here is all about Natalie. And to be honest with you, based on the information that I'm about to show you, I am going to start off by saying that I am not surprised to the slightest. Why? Well, because when Natalie first came on our screens, me, myself in particular, and maybe some of you definitely felt as if she was using Mike just to get into America. Because, well, when she was in Ukraine at the time and Mike went obviously see her, it was revealed that she had tried to marry Americans in the past, but things just didn't work out. Now, of course, as soon as she got to the United States, things her and Mike then didn't work out, so therefore she left and completely went to try and find stardom elsewhere. I say that because she ended up moving to LA. I mean, that wasn't the first destination, but that's where she ended up, and then we saw her come back for Single Life with Josh. And of course, we all saw how that went down, but at the end of the day, it was very clear to me, at least anyway, that she was only looking to go to LA and only looking to be with Josh, not because of the marriage and the kids necessarily, but because of the stardom that she was hoping he could bring to her life. But of course, that did not work out, and this is where we are now. But here's the thing though, ladies and gentlemen, whilst we're talking about Josh, it seems as if whilst Natalie was with Josh, she was actually messaging another Josh because she was trying to get some work. But before we get into that, let's start off by giving some, But before we get into that, please start off by hitting that subscribe button as well as smashing that like button as well. That would be great to help us grow on our channel and on our road to 100K. But with that being said, in particular, if you're looking at your screens right now, you will see that I've got a series of screenshots that were uploaded by 90 Day Daily. And in this first screenshot itself in particular, there is a conversation happening where Natalie has reached out to Josh to pretty much say, hey, how do I get cast to Bachelor show? I am a reality TV star myself too. Now, Josh makes it abundantly clear, first and foremost, we would need to be together. Are you actually single? And, you know, obviously within response to that itself in particular, Josh obviously comes out to tell Natalie, hey, like, it won't work because you have a boyfriend. And because he says that, well, it seems as if Natalie's like, but can't we fake it? It's interesting because am I surprised that Natalie has come out to ask the question of, can we fake it? Absolutely not, because she wants to be a mega star, because she thinks that she's already a superstar. But hey, man, some people in this world, the delusion is real. Now, of course, she talks about how she works for TLC, of course, the Discovery Plus, but she's obviously looking for other networks since she has moved to LA. And of course, Josh responds by letting her know that the new show is focused on him as a bachelor and looking for the right woman to love. But of course, cannot say too much, because of course he's got a contract with them, which makes a lot of sense. But also at the same time though, he does definitely make it clear to Natalie that, hey, you do realize that if you came in the show, we would actually have to kiss or something at most, or at least hold hands. But as you can see, she's obviously saying, no, I don't want to do that because of course I've got a man. And why can't you just pretend that you hate me on the show? You know what I mean? Which is absolutely ridiculous. But anyway, Natalie has always got ideas of how to expand her business. I don't know what business that is, but anyway, we continue. Now, of course, she also continues by asking other questions as for example, is there contacts for castings on this network? Do you have some other projects? So of course, she's not looking to just be on The Bachelor, but she sees if Josh can hook her up with other, you know, shows that can be applicable. I mean, honestly, ladies and gentlemen, like, I just cannot take this woman seriously to the slightest. Why? Because I am not surprised by the behavior that I am seeing. Now, of course, at the same time, Josh does come out and say, just say that I am a Discovery, no, not Josh, right? Natalie came up by saying, just say that I am a Discovery Plus reality star, moved under contract to LA, looking to expand my work in acting, TV, commercials. I mean, listen, to be honest with you, if she's an actor, then I gotta say this, her acting on 90 Day Fiance is not good to the slightest. She acts as if she's a child. She acts as if she's a toddler. She acts like a freaking baby. But anyway, we continue, ladies and gentlemen, unless of course that is the convincing act of Natalie. Then if that's the case, I guess she has fooled me. But that is very unlikely. But anyway, at the same time though, Josh does continue to pretty much say that, hey, I will pass on your pictures that we obviously see in this video itself in particular, and also says, do you live with your boyfriend? And it's interesting because she says that, well, she's planning to. Well, we all know firsthand that from the most recent season of The Single Life, it was Natalie's idea to want to live with Josh, but Josh definitely had no intentions of living with Natalie. So it's quite interesting how she's hoping to manifest this dream that definitely didn't happen anyway. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we continue. Now, of course, here, this is the conversation about her being married. So Josh obviously asks, if you're still married, that's fine. Just want to be prepared since legal will ask. And Natalie continues here by saying, I don't think it matters for the ratings I usually bring. The fact that she said the ratings that I usually bring, she sees herself on a pedestal. I don't know who's more delusional, Natalie or Angela Dean, because both of them think that they are a massive draw. Now, I'm not saying that they don't bring ratings to a certain degree, but it's really not that deep. But anyway, she goes, I am one of the top stars. I mean, maybe when she sleeps and has dreams, probably, but if she's one of the top stars, then I guess in reality, we are all living a freaking nightmare. But anyway, we continue. So of course here, Josh continues by saying, okay, I'll let them know you're still married, but not to worry, you will bring the ratings regardless. Whether or not this happened obviously didn't, but who knows. Anyway, Josh continues here by saying that they don't pay me. I make all my money off of OF. I pay myself. Of course, Natalie asks the question, what does it mean? Naked pics? And he says, no, just in my underwear. And she says, good for you. I don't do it. It's not for me. I am not into big money. I love myself too much for dirty old men want my pictures. I mean, listen, okay, whatever you say, buddy, whatever you say. Now, of course, at the same time, my apologies there. Natalie also expands by saying that, of course, her mother would kill her if she did go on OnlyFans. It's interesting because clearly Josh was trying to well, I don't want to say Josh was trying to get something out of it, but you never know. He's a man, and we've seen him definitely dancing around a few other ladies in the industry, Karine being one of them, which was very, very interesting. But anyway, we continue, ladies and gentlemen. And now, with that being said, though, in this conversation itself in particular of this screenshot, it is a conversation about, it's hard finding genuine kind of women these days. And honestly, this conversation is a bit of a, okay. And Natalie obviously definitely responds by letting him know that, listen, at the end of the day, you're only 35, you're young, don't give up. And then she goes, do you think they will cast me for Bachelorette? I want. Now listen, at the end of the day, girls trying to get herself out there, trying to expand her network, and I respect the hustle, but the way she goes about things is very, very, very scammy, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, in this one itself in particular, ladies and gentlemen, she does continue by saying, do you use, I incorporate myself, I am a star myself. I don't know why she thinks she's a star, but whatever. Anyway, but we continue, ladies and gentlemen. Now, of course, here, Josh does ask the question, do you finalize your divorce? And she asked the question, does it matter? I'm wondering if it would be an issue for their legal department. She goes, maybe. If you're married and on a dating show, it could cause transparency and legitimacy issues. But if... and this is how desperate she is. She's like, but if I just in one episode don't think so. It's crazy though, because, and she goes, oh, I could appear in other shows. She's really, really trying to push for her to either be on that show, even if it's just one episode, or if she could just be on a show elsewhere. I mean, the interesting part is that I guess it's not really about the money per se, because he did say that they don't pay, and the only way he earns his money is off of OnlyFans, right? Unless, of course, he's lying because he's trying to get it on there. Either way, though, it does show that her drive is to just become famous. It's just to become someone in the industry, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but the way she goes about it, man, it's I mean, look at it this way. Imagine you're Josh, the person that she was with at the time, and he had no idea this whole time, and let's say he had no idea, which I'm assuming he didn't, that this woman was messing another guy trying to get on another show so she could pretend that they were not even in a relationship. The funny thing about Natalie is that if Josh, the person who's with, if he went on a show and he pretended to be single, she would not allow that to the slightest. But hey, Natalie has always been a hypocrite and always will be a hypocrite, so what can we do about it? But anyway, there is in this screenshot itself in particular where she's asking about, do you need an agent, all that kind of stuff right there. And end of the day, Josh says, listen, like castings for reality or my show, I have 500,000 of viewers just in general. They reach out to you through social media. I could be not main character, I can't, but I can appear in a season because I am shooting Single Life myself, which is obviously confirmation that this happened around the time she was shooting Single Life. But it's quite interesting because her agenda, her motive is very, very, very strange and very it's just Natalie, isn't it? But anyway, in this one itself in particular here, ladies and gentlemen, it ends off with, you know, is there a site? I don't know. I've never done it. You will be a movie star. Does Sharp pay you well? Does they pay you well? It's not the question you ask a stranger. I mean, honestly, it's interesting that she says that, but then she was more than happy to ask him for work. She even asked him about does the bachelor pay you? But then when he asked other question, she's like, you can't ask me that question. Try and make it make sense, but you can't make sense with Natalie because Natalie is a delusional. You see how many times I said that word? I said it so many times because the delusion is that deep. In fact, I didn't even say it enough. Yeah. But either way though, ladies and gentlemen, let me know exactly what you're thinking. Are you surprised that Natalie is trying to get work elsewhere? And most importantly, are you surprised that she's trying to use someone? And also at the same time, are you surprised that she is also trying to be a hypocrite by saying that I can go on there and pretend that, you know, I am single, and also at the same time, you can just pretend to hate me so I don't have to touch you. But the fact is though, if anyone that she was ever in a relationship went on a show and still said, I'm going to pretend, she wouldn't agree to that. You couldn't convince me otherwise. But anyway, you guys let me know exactly what you're thinking down below in the comment section, and we'll talk about it. And also, it is a disgrace that she was doing this potentially behind Josh's back as well. Like, honestly, like, this woman is surreal. And I'm so happy that it didn't work out, to be honest with you, because the way she hustles, it's just so gnarly. If you know, you know. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and of course, peace.